Hello, welcome to my channel, Lady Gem. My name is Glennis. Um, today is April the 11th. So I'm 11 days late somewhat in doing my roundup, but I'm not. There's a lot going on. Part of it is I was sick. My allergies turned into a head, chest cold situation. So um, I'm recovering now. And so therefore I'm able now to do some recording. And you will see me just record. Oh no, you won't see this video until later on in the year. I just recorded my Sephora haul. So basically my throat is starting to hurt. But this one I'm gonna be talking a lot, so bear with. This is I'm wrapping up my thoughts on the first quarter of 2025 of what I learned about hair, my hair, products, myself. So we got a lot to talk about. And so let me just get started. I have my notebook that I'm keeping here. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notebook. I should have just used my phone, but I like to write things down. I'm old fashioned. I'll be 45 on Sunday in 2 days, one day. And so I'm old fashioned. I still write literally. I mean, I do stuff on my computer, on my phone, and on my computer. But this is my journaling book, and also where I keeping track of things. So anyhow. So first, I have three big statements. What I learned about hair, what I learned about products, what I learned when my hair and products and combining them together, and it looks like I thought I had what I learned about myself, but some of it might have been in between of it. Um, so yeah, anyhow, I think I also learned about. I'll touch on what I learned about myself. Okay, let's get started. What I learned about hair, and probably I should say what I learned about my hair, is that my hair loves a routine of sorts, using not necessarily the same products, but this in a system. And I laid out the first video. No, the first video that I talked about, it was the products. There's a video where I talked about my routine, my regimen, my hair cycling, clarifying week 1, week 2 is, I keep forgetting if it's moisture or hydration. Right now, it's on hiatus because my hair is straight. Um, Anyhow, moisture, hydration, or hydration, moisture, then less cleansing, and then a co-wash. So that's what I'm talking about. And then the product, using clarifying the hair, then rehydrating the hair the next week, then moisturizing the hair, or vice versa, whichever way I said I was doing it. Letting the products, somewhat build on each other as the months go on, and as protecting the cuticle layer. Hair likes that. My hair likes that. So the other thing that I learned, that when applying products to the hair, there is such a thing as too little bit, and there is such a thing, there's a saying, too much of one thing is good for nothing. Not in hair, at least not in my in my observation. There's a saying, less is more, something like that, whatever. Basically, if when my hair if I'm putting a product on my hair and it looks like it's gone, keep on putting more. Like literally keep on putting more until you see or feel that the hair cannot take anymore. I don't know. I did it 4 or 5 times, and of the 4 or 5 times that I did it, like when I discovered it and then I kept on doing it, my hair felt softer, moisturized, well conditioned, for the wash days. And it was an aha moment for me. Like literally, it's like, oh, Glennis, I was gonna call myself by my middle name. Oh, Glennis, your hair is actually absorbing all of this because it needs it. It's dehydrated, and so just keep on applying it. And so I did. And by doing so as well, when I go to detangle, because my hair has all this conditioner in it, it weighed the hair down. It also, is because it's weighing the hair down, stretching the curls out, it's easier to detangle, which goes to the third thing that I learned, that for when it comes to detangling on soaking wet hair is better for the hair. Again, because the water is stretching out the curls, and so it's better to detangle on soaking wet hair to prevent the breakage. Similarly, for me, because well, if I'm when I'm using the tool, when I apply the leave-in and the styler, putting enough to again do the same thing, so that my kinks and bends stretch out so they don't tangle up and cause more tangles. But because I am detangling in the shower, my hair is not, or should not be, as tangled. Sometimes they are, but it should not be as tangled when I come to do the leave-in. So I'm not doing a whole lot more, but I do, because of the way how I want to wear my hair. I am using a tool during my styling session as well, literally. But soaking wet hair while I'm in the shower is when I use the brush, um, to get the tangles out, straighten out the curls, and then I twist them up. And similarly, when I come downstairs, do the same. Um, yeah. Okay. So yeah, literally those are like the main two aha things: soaking wet hair, detangling, and applying a whole lot more product than I was using before. I mean, I saw, and when I discovered, I saw another person's video, and she was applying. Her texture is similar to mine, and she was applying product. She applied the product, but she applied on the, and because I did the same, and I was like, why my ends are so terrible, right? Because I applied the product to the root of my, from the root, maybe mid shaft, and then go back in and get more product and apply it to the ends of my hair. So the ends of my hair and hers, and while I noticed it, were more susceptible to breakage. And so I was like, ding, 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 you need to apply more product. So that's what I learned. All right. What else? So what I learned about products, I used nearly, if not over 60 products in the first quarter. I somehow counted it, and I did not use all of the products that I had put out in my stash. So some I used, some I had to pull and add to it. But I used 60 products. I didn't finish all of them, although you'll see the empty should be before this video. I used 60 products, and this is what I learned. I learned that after I come downstairs from washing my hair, I learned that I like the liquidy leave-in that has imodimethicone. I'm still figuring that out, like seeing benefits, but I have seen some benefits where my hair is not tangled. The imodimethicone helps to coat the strand and prevent it from tangling up on itself more than not. It is still tangles because I have coily hair, and especially because it's liquid. I may not get, all of my hair. So all of the hair may not get the liquidy, but of what I'm seeing less. Basically, I'm seeing less tangles. Not that I'm not seeing any tangles, but I am seeing less tangles. Okay. I'm still on the hunt to find the shampoo that will tick off the boxes, but what's confirmed for me again is brands do moisturizing, they mean clarifying, cleansing, more cleansing than not. And when they say hydrate, they mean what we think as moisturizing. They're more gentle, more softer on the hair. And so the hunt is still on for that perfect shampoo for me. But for me, it's confirmed that I'm on the path where I'm looking for hydrating shampoo, at least in my hair. I'm looking for hydrating shampoos. But because I got so much shampoos, I gotta kiss a lot of frogs before I can find the prince. And so I'm in the kissing frog phase with all these shampoos. Okay, that's where I'm going with that. Let's see. Oh, bonds. It says here, while a lot of focus is on bond products, I need to focus on products. So a lot of, now there's a whole lot of bond products out there. And there's another video. I don't know yet when I'm going to record. I haven't recorded it yet, and I don't know when that's going to come up. But there are a lot of bond products out there. My problem is that they don't really tell you a lot of them don't really tell you which bond they are claiming to restore, repair, strengthen, or whatever. So you have to do a little digging, do a little bit of research about what specific ingredient, what the bond ingredient claims to do. And so, yes, bond products are like great for new technology and what we're doing, but for me, I need to focus on products that are about my cuticles, because that's where my issue is. Using, like, for example, I just mentioned using more conditioners on my hair, like piling it on, let it be literally a whole lot of conditioners. And as you've seen, most times I have two conditioners going at once on my hair. I would have the Bond Pro, which deals with the hydrogen bond, strengthening the hydrogen bond, excuse me, in its wet state so that my hair doesn't break. And then I top it off with a moisturizing conditioner. Or I have a protein conditioner with a moisturizing, so I pile them on. Sometimes I put the two together. Sometimes I do one, wash it off, then put the other. But it's all about protecting the cuticles, and finding ingredients that are about the lipid barrier. You saw me, hopefully I did post a video with me using Apogee, like I said, excuse me, Apogee two-step protein treatment, because that is an actual protein. It's not an amino acid, where it's the singular amino in the chain. Um, Apogee is literally the whole thing, the whole protein. And because it's bigger, it coats the cuticles and it seals it off and protects it from damage. And so, excuse me. Also, ceramides, using oils that are ceramide heavy, or conditioners that has ceramides, just things that are just coat and protect the cuticle, because once the cuticle layer is damaged, that's when now the bonds, you gotta repair the bonds, right, to keep the strand together as you grow out the hair, so that excuse me, I'll be right back. Yeah, so I had to take a drink of water. As I was saying, actually I forgot what I was saying, but literally, yeah. So so that as you're growing out the hair, you cut off the ends, because ain't nothing gonna repair split ends, okay, or damaged ends. I don't care what bond treatment product they come up with, unless they figure out how you can get virgin hair from damaged hair. That it's not out there. There are just they've gotten to the point where they are reinforcing the bonds to keep your hair from breaking off. But of course, you'll still have breakage. There's nothing out there that will prevent breakage nor repair, completely give you virgin hair, repair split ends. So it's about protecting the cuticle layers, and that's what and you'll see me continually in 2025. Eventually, once I've gone through more products, I will call those products that I think are repairing the lipid barrier. All right. Um, Ding, ding, ding. Another thing that I found out. I know, I mentioned about oils, not finding a place for it in my routine. Um, but I was able to find a place for it in my routine um, this quarter, and noticed when it's missing how my hair feels than when it's in my hair. When it's in my hair feels softer, moisturized, longer from within the wash day span. Um, I usually will put it in my leave-in conditioner, add more, and because my hair is thick, coarse, wiry, whatever, I I have to use heavier, denser oil. And I have jojoba oil in a mixture. I talked about it before. Jojoba oil, wheat germ oil, and squalane. All of them actually are great at helping the lipid barrier. They're ceramide rich oils. So that's why I have them. Um, uh, the other thing that I learned that this was on the tail end of the quarter. And so as I continually go on through the year, when I rehydrate, meaning during the midweek, when I spray my hair with a liquidy um, something. It's not always a leave-in conditioner, but it could be a watered down moisturizer or such, that I put on a plastic cap to help my hair to absorb the water before it evaporates, before it had time, to give my hair time. That's what I'm trying to say. To give my hair time to absorb it. Um, Therefore, to really soak up the water, because what I noticed that when I put it on, it just goes poof because my hair is high porosity. It just dries off really quickly and does not give my hair time to absorb it. So I learned that I need to put on a shower, those clear um, processing caps for about 20-30 minutes, and let my hair absorb that, and then I'm good to go for a few more days. So that's the other thing that I learned. Okay, so what the other question finally, what I learned when I'm combining what I learned about hair and what I learned about products. As I said, hair loves a routine. Um, you know, the compound effect of products um over the month and then over the quarter and whatnot. It likes that. For me also, I love putting together a set of products and just pulling from that. And 2 quarters I did it, and surprisingly, I finished a lot of products, way more than I would have normally. I think I used up a lot of products, and so that will continue. I will continue to put together products by the quarter and use from that. What I learned about this is what I learned about myself, is that I like to write out my wash day, look at it on paper, think it through. Will it work? Not always do I follow through, do. So then I put proposed wash day as opposed to my actual wash day. Then I go back and correct. Sometimes I would have like on one sheet proposed wash day, over here what I actually did, what I actually and then what I discovered and what I learned. But I learned that I like to write it out. And so it's like there's thought to it. Before, there wasn't necessarily a thought process. It was, oh, I feel like this is what I feel like using. And so if I'm doing a regimen, I have to set, okay, this is the these are the type, this is the products, this set of products I'm using on week 1. This is the type of product I'm using in week 2, but so I have to be intentional and putting those products together. And so that's what I'm talking about. I like to um, write it out and think it through. And then finally, um, my aha moment was, I mentioned about bonds earlier, and um, while we curly hair folks have more disulfide bonds, I think our main issue is because our hair has so many coils and kinks and bends to it. When our hair is wet, our hydrogen bonds become weakened, hence when they stretch out. And they're more prone, your hair then is more prone to breakage. And because I said earlier, I want to use a tool, I need to strengthen my hydrogen bonds while my hair is wet so that I can do what I got to do. So on top of me focusing on my cuticles, I'm also focusing on the hydrogen bonds. For me, it's like another ding, 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 hydrogen bonds. Use the products, bond treatments, excuse me, and or other hydrators that will strengthen the hydrogen bonds while the hair is wet so that I can do what I got to do. So for me, I'm going to be less focused on the disulfide bond, even though even though Olaplex is about the disulfide bond. Excuse me. I have to incorporate in in my Olaplex uh as well, as this time period, especially where I'm using mostly Olaplex product. I have to use also products that will help with my hydrogen bonds so that my hair don't, even though I'm strengthening the hydrogen, the disulfide bond, I can't leave out the hydrogen bond so that my hair basically crack, and snap and break. So the hydrogen bonds for me are as equally important, excuse me, as well as my cuticle layers. So those are what I've learned this quarter, what I need to focus on: my cuticle, my hydrogen bonds, and getting the hair completely soaking wet while I'm detangling it, and also when I'm using a tool, getting it like wet, styling it wet. I don't like styling my hair wet, but if I want to use a tool, if I want my hair to look the way how I want it to look, there's just certain things that I gotta learn to love. And styling my wet hair is par for the course for me to get there. All right. So that's what I learned this quarter. That's what I'm going to continually to um follow through on. If I learn something different, I will adjust. Um and so that's what it is. I will share. So I don't know if anybody else is doing the same thing. What you learned, share what you learned, and we will go with that. All right. All right. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.